Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, That Model Railway Guy, and welcome to the second live stream of 2025. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all having a fantastic evening. I also hope you can hear me all right as well. We had a little minor sort of technical issue with the microphones and everything setting up, but it should all be good now. Yeah, like I say, hopefully you can hear me, and I shall keep an eye on the chat. Speaking of the chat, I can see your messages coming in. It is fantastic to see so many of you. We've got Soda Dan the Man in, Sid098, hello to you all as well. Log Studios, hi all. Edward, is that Edward? I never get the names right. Eduardo F. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name properly. But you've said SE and CR, so is that a possible request? Yeah, we've got loads of people tuning in, and we also have lots of trains to run on the layout tonight. So it's going to be a fantastic show. One of the things I'm going to do as well is also go through some of the announcements that have come in from the manufacturers recently. We've had Rapido have made a big announcement, or a fair few announcements actually. Bachmann had their announcements this morning along with EFE, and there's also some TT120 stuff from Hornby to look at as well. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be a fun show, and we've got lots of stuff to look at. In the meantime though, let's go to the cameras, because we have the 2MT running around with the Mark 1 Suburbans there, and we've got lots of cameras on the layout as well. And yeah, hopefully you guys can see all this okay. But yes, lots of different cameras on the layout, and you can just see there, if I cut to it at the right time, you can see the... oh, Seven Valley Steamer has just subscribed. Thank you so much, Seven Valley Steamer. Hope you're doing well. Ivan Kettle has joined us as well. He says, hi everyone. Hello to you, Ivan. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll go back to this shot in the meantime while there's nothing on the layout. Although what we can do is actually, somebody else has just, Williams Trains has just subscribed as well. Thank you so much, Williams Trains. They're all coming in tonight. But yes, we've got this shot that I can use as well, where I can still talk to you guys, but you can also see the layout around me. Hopefully I'm looking in sort of the right place. But yeah, that means that I can talk to you guys and he says I can call him Edward. That's the name I couldn't pronounce earlier. Fair enough, Edward. Thank you very much. It makes my life a lot easier. And apologies again. The Autistic Train Spotter has said, how do we request steam train models? That is a very good question, and leads me on to my next point. So the best way to get in contact with me throughout the stream tonight is to send in a super chat. Your name will flash up on the screen, similar to what's happening with the subscriptions that are coming in now. It'll make a big noise, a train whistle will go off, and it'll get my attention. That's great if you want to ask me a specific question, but also if you want to request a loco, use a super chat. So send in a super chat, and in the comment with your super chat, let me know what loco you would like to see. There is a list down in the description below of all the locos that I have available. So that's tonight's roster. It's basically the same as last week. But yeah, let me know what you would like to see. I've got some different stuff on the layout at the moment as well. So if no super chats come in, I'll run what I want to see. But I would love to get some super chats for you guys to send in what you would like to see. But yeah, Pedantic Mongrels Railway channel is here as well. Yay, live! I missed last week's because I got 2 punctures on my way home. I'm sorry to hear about that, Dan. But yeah, Stan Does Train says, can we request rolling stock to run behind the engines too, or just request engines? Generally, it's better to just request engines because of me trying to keep things going and trying to keep the chat, talk to you guys, and also, yeah, just try and keep everything running, and then also swap over locos as well. Generally, I only have a chance to get the right loco on the layout. I can't really guarantee what I actually run behind it. I will try and make it somewhat appropriate, but yeah, I've got some bits and pieces on the layout, but I do know, like last week, somebody requested a freight train for something, and because they didn't have the freight train out at the time, I just ran it with some passenger stock. So yeah, but yeah, like I say, if you would like to request something particular, do send in a super chat, and it would be wonderful to get some of your requests running on the layout. Like I said, for the moment, we have the 2MT, which is running around. That's going to just make its way onto the top right of your screen, just there now. Yeah, that is, you can see, actually, I've just noticed that light is a little bit off there, so I'm just going to adjust that light ever so slightly so it's not quite as direct. But yeah, hopefully everyone is having a good week. RG Models 86 says, have you got your Sterling single back yet? No, I haven't. I'm still waiting to hear what's happening with it. I will, yeah, basically, as soon as I will do a review of it as soon as I get it back. So, or actually, that's probably not quite accurate, because I'll probably film a review of it, but it might not go out for a week or two. So that's probably not the best way to. But yeah. Soda Dan the Man says probably request by super chat any value. Yeah, it is any value. You don't have to like hit a certain thing or anything like that. I'm not fussy. Soda Dan the Man says, we've just had a super chat literally come in. Could you please run the Dapol Hawthorn? I love that model and it would be great to see. Absolutely. That was from Stan Does Trains, who was sent in a super chat of £5. Thank you so much, Stan Does Trains. That's really, really kind of you. And yes, we will absolutely get the Dapol Hawthorn running for you. Right, I'm going to figure out what I've got to run it with, actually. So I think what we should do, I was just going to say we could stop the train in the station, but I've missed that. We'll let it do another lap. But yeah, what I shall do is I'll run the Hawthorn Leslie with some vintage coaches. Let's do that, and yeah, hopefully that will be a thing. Pedantic Mongrels. Oh, another super chat has come in. Rocket with the Mark Ones, please. Let's do it. Like I said, I can't get Rocket to attach to the Mark Ones, unfortunately. Even if I was capable of doing rolling stock at the same time, yeah, it would be an interest. I don't think I'd be able to physically make that happen. But I will definitely run Rocket for you. Thank you so much. That was from the Autistic Train Spotter, who sent in £2. Thank you so much. This is amazing. So we'll do the Hawthorn Leslie first, and then we'll get on to Rocket a little bit later on. But what I think we'll do is we'll stop the 2MT in the platform, and I'm going to keep on talking. Meanwhile, while I'm off screen, I am currently setting the Hawthorn Leslie up. Although actually saying that, I do need to actually stop the train in the station, and maybe it would be a good idea if we went to the correct shot and I didn't overshoot the platform. Let's just back that one up ever so slightly. Oh, hello! I've just realised my little shot is still on screen. Hello. This is a little bit embarrassing. I didn't actually mean to do this. Let's go away from that. There we go. Right. So while I do that, I'll let you sit there and admire the 2MT while I get the Hawthorn Leslie sorted out. I just going off what was coming in on the chat just before that. Pedantic Mongrels Model Railway said, had I sent in the Rapido Sterling single via a warranty replacement form or via a retailer. This is because I know Dan works for Rapido, so I hope you don't mind me saying that, Dan. Yeah, no, I just sent it in through a retailer. It was Rails of Sheffield, particularly. So yeah, hopefully it'll make its way back to you guys fairly soon. But I'm sure, or if not, I'm sure they might well be able to sort it as well. But if not, I know where you guys are, so I'll come down and find you. That's a joke, obviously. But yes, right, I'm going to get the Hawthorn Leslie out. What we'll do, let's cut to that shot there, and you can see it when it comes onto screen. And I've just remembered that the Hawthorn Leslie runs very, very slowly. The gearing is incredibly slow on this loco. So I do just have to make sure I get all the points set as well. I'm going to run it through platform 2, and hopefully this doesn't cause any issues. Oh, it's still not even made it onto the camera yet. Right, let's. This is currently at just below full speed. So there you go. That hopefully gives you an idea of what the gearing is like on this loco. It is an incredibly good slow runner. Yeah, there's a lot of range there. So what we'll do is we'll stick on this for a bit and just sort of watch it go around. In fact, what I shall do, I'll tell you what, I'll let it go through the double slit first and we'll admire that. So yeah, I am running this through with, there we go. You can see it just sort of coming through. And here it is on the other shot as well. Hopefully I've remembered to set that point all correctly. Yeah, that all looks good. It's always slightly worrying when you get with so many different locos, it's sort of impossible to test them all, and or put them, run them with every. Oh, we've just had another super chat come in from Williams Trains. He says, "Please do Rocket with Mark II coaches." I don't think that's possible either. But I think we've had 2 super chats now for Rocket, so that's good. Rocket is definitely a popular one tonight. Oh, it was €2, sorry, not £2. That's me and my British mind there. My apologies. But yes, we'll definitely be getting Rocket out after we've run the Hawthorn Leslie around a bit. And speaking of the Hawthorn Leslie, I'm going to turn the sound on. We're gonna hope that this works. because the Hawthorn Leslie, when I've got the sound on, it does have a tendency to cut out. I may well put a stay alive in it at some point. But yeah, cracking little speaker in this, to be honest, considering the small size of the loco. Listen to this. Oh no, that's the wrong sound. Never mind. And right as the whistle on the train came in, we also had another one came in. This is from Luke Jackson. Just caught your episode of the Model Rail Replacement Podcast. Great interview. Can you run the NER O Class? Remind there's great locos north of Reading. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Luke Jackson. Yes, we'll absolutely do that for you guys. We've also got Rocket to run. That was for Williams Trains and the Autistic Train Spotter. And we're currently running the Hawthorn Leslie for Stan Does Trains. And so did Dan the Man as well. You said about wanting to become a moderator. So I'm going to do that because you seem fairly trustworthy. So I'm going to do that now. And hopefully, I mean, this will have probably happened in the past for you because there's a little bit of a delay on the stream. But yes, also, how many people have we got watching? I've not even looked. We currently have 84 people watching. That's fantastic. Thank you so much to everybody who is watching. Really great to have you all here. And yeah, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic evening. Stan Does Train says, do you use Pico insulated frog points on your layout? If so, how do they treat you? I've been planning on upgrading my Hornby points to Pico. So this layout in particular does use insul frog points. That's just because when I built this layout, it was the first serious layout that I'd built. I didn't really want to go down the route of wiring up all the electro frogs, possibly a bit of a mistake in hindsight. That said, I have found that the insul frog points are absolutely fine. Now I do have a couple of locos that do have stay alives in, and I will probably add a few more as well. The Hawthorn Leslie is making a bit of a racket, shall we say. I'm just being handed something from Australia. Oh, thank you. It's just a list of all the super chats that I've got to do because I did get a bit carried away with myself last week. So I shall keep an eye on those, which is very handy. And SoCal Scale Models has just subscribed as well. Thank you so much, SoCal Scale Models. And sort of Dan the Man says, thank you for becoming for making a moderator. Yes, that's Joshua W56 says, I think you guys forgot to say hello to me. It certainly wasn't intentional, Joshua, but thank you. We're very glad to have you here with us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I was answering a question about what was I answering a question about? Oh, it was about the insul frog points. Yeah, I have found they're actually not too much of a problem at all. I find it's more down to your track laying, and if you want to run like tiny loco, if you want to run exclusively things like the little Dapol Hawthorn Leslie, which has a very short wheelbase, very, very slowly over insul frog points, you might be better off going with electro frog points, or if you can, the new unifrog points from Pico. I would say generally, and this is because you did say about wanting to upgrade from Hornby points to Pico points. I have found, and all this track is Pico track. In my experience, the insul frog insulated bits, the plastic sections of the frog tend to be much smaller on the Pico points than they are on the Hornby points. I'm gonna turn the Hawthorn Leslie sound off just because it is quite loud. It's got a really decent speaker in that for such a small little loco. I don't know how they've done it, witchcraft. But yeah. Simon Rails says he's live. I am indeed live. Thank you so much for joining us. Mo Phillips says, is it possible to switch frog polarity with the megapoint system, or do you need special seep point motors? No, you can do it. I haven't done it myself personally. I believe there is some sort of relay system that you can get, and you can do it with the servo motors. But certainly the easiest way to do it, if you don't have the megapoint system, is just to do it with servo motors and use, I think it's the PM1s from GaugeMaster, the little. I've done a whole video on it. If you search for wiring up unifrog points, I know you may not necessarily want to do it with unifrog points particularly, but it's the same sort of it is the same sort of system. So that was my point there. But yes, I believe it is possible with the megapoint system. You just need to get various bits for it and relays, and it does make the system a bit more complicated, but you can do it. I've just not done it personally. Stan Does Train says, thank you so much for sharing. I'll definitely have a good look into that later on. My pleasure. NK Productions 2014 says, with install frog points, I find the locos actually fall off into the frog and it lifts the wheels off. Yeah, that does tend to happen, I find, with particularly smaller locos on the Hornby points. I've not found that with the Pico ones. You can see now with the, I mean, well, actually, let's go to camera 5 here very briefly. You can see as the Hawthorn Leslie comes across the point here, it's not actually going to fall down into that gap at all. So I do find that the Pico ones do tend to be a lot better than the Hornby ones. If you know, honestly, I think that's just a thing that is sort of yeah. It's just one of those things where if you say to me, what's the choice between using Hornby points or Pico points, or even just track in general, I would always go for Pico, honestly. And that's been fairly sort of similar across all my other things. Oh, I'm getting... oh, right, I've just had a message passed to me. Nigel Manson is watching live on holiday in Barbados. So hello to you, Nigel. Great. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sure you've probably got better things to be doing with your evening in Barbados, but we appreciate having you here all the same. Thank you so much for joining us. That goes for everybody as well, of course. Thank you so much for joining us wherever in the world you are tuning in from. And I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, train of thought, there we go, there's a pun for you. But yes, yeah, I think generally my preference would always be to go for Pico track. Generally I found it to be more reliable, slightly more realistic as well, and it just feels generally better quality as well. Not to say, of course, that you can't use Hornby track and still make a good layout. You absolutely can. So you know, if somebody says to you you are not a proper modeler because you're using Hornby track, don't listen to them. You can absolutely use Hornby track. My preference would just be Pico track, and that does seem to be the standard across most of the hobby as well. They've also got lots more variety in their track as well. Lots of different things. So yeah, I should go back to the Autistic Train Spotter says, I have a question. Are there any plans for more layouts and dioramas in the future? Yes. All should become clear in time. I'll leave it as cryptically as that for the moment. I don't want to give anything away. NK Productions 2014 says, I've used Pico track exclusively for about 20 years. My points have been in place for a number of years now, so I dare say that the frogs have worn down a little over the years. That is also a possibility as well. I've noticed that I've got set track points in the fiddle yard, just for space saving, and I know that when I run some locos through them very, very quickly, it has worn away the frogs ever so slightly just because they're hitting them at some speed, and also probably because my track isn't particularly well laid. The fiddle yard was actually the first track I ever laid on this layout. I started in at the deep end of like 5 parallel lines and about sort of 16 points in all small spaces. Nicholas Lanigan has just subscribed. Thank you so much, Nicholas. Thank you so much for joining us. We do hope you enjoy the channel, and yeah, great to have you part of our little community here. We're going to do about another 10 minutes, and what I will do is then do the announcements from the various different companies. We're not going to go as long tonight. Last week we went for 2 hours, and I think it was a little bit long, if I'm perfectly honest. I was flagging by the end of it. You guys were dropping as well. Yeah, we'll probably go for about an hour and a half tonight. We'll go for that. But yeah, what I'll do at past is we will do we will do all the announcements. We'll get all that out of the way. I'll try not to spend too long on it. I will try and race through them because I know I do have a tendency to ramble, so we won't go on for too long. But yeah, in the meantime, let's enjoy the Hawthorn Leslie going around one last time. I'll turn the sound on. We'll just enjoy it. Melon Lost has just subscribed as well. Thank you so much, Melon Lost. Really great to have you with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really very much appreciated. And there we go. That is the Dapol Hawthorn Leslie just making its way off camera. What I should do is I should cut back to that shot, although it seems a little bit silly because what I actually am going to do now is dive out of shot so that I can get the Hawthorn off the track and get Rocket on the track. Actually, let's turn off the sound there just for a moment so I can do this. So yeah, I will continue talking to you while I do this. Oh, I've said... I do have to say as well, because I saw Luke Jackson or somebody sent in a question about, oh yeah, fitting. I would love to see a video on fitting a stair live to the Andrew Barclays, a task I've been needing to do, but I don't have a clue where to start. Funnily enough, I have been looking into doing this myself. I haven't done it yet, and I haven't filmed a video, so it won't be along anytime soon. But I think it will be possible. I'm not entirely certain, but I'm hoping it will be. And yeah, fingers crossed, I'll be able to do a video on that line. Along that lines fairly soon, because I appreciate that not the Hawthorn, Leslie, I've got the Hawthorn still in my mind. Here we go. I'm just getting Rocket out onto the track for you guys. It is running light engine, so my apologies for that, but that is all I can manage today. I'm not going to faff around with the couplings, to be perfectly honest. But oh, thank you so much to a train spotting picture who has just subscribed as well. And there we go. There's Rocket rocketing past at quite a speed, shall we say? Oh, it doesn't like that. Do you know what? It's got stuck. Let's see if I can whiz the camera around. Oh, it's actually unstuck itself. Maybe what I should do is run this round in the opposite direction. Because it doesn't seem to like running round. No, it's stuck. It's got stuck again. This is so. If any of you saw my Class 31 review that I did recently, you'll know that the layout is on a little bit of an incline. Although I will say I don't remember Rocket struggling this much in the past. This is quite something. Maybe I'll run it around in the opposite direction. We'll see if that makes any difference. But yes, I don't remember it struggling. I mean, it's not much of an incline that we're on here. We'll see what happens. What I'll do is I'll run it around in the opposite direction. We'll see if that, at least if it's going downhill, it'll only struggle in the fiddle yard in that instance. But that's certainly interesting. That didn't even happen the other day. So right, let's see what happens now. Maybe I'll just run it a bit faster as well. Yeah, it really doesn't like this. This is odd. Well, maybe I'll just have to give it a helping hand around the layout constantly. There we go. It's sort of on its way again. This is very, very odd. I don't know why it's doing this. Because I mean, it's now actually going downhill, and it's still in some places struggling, which is very, very odd. So yeah, this is certainly going to keep me on my toes tonight. There it goes. Just. I will admit this is one that has not run for quite a while, so could be interesting. Yeah, I don't remember it being this underpowered before though. I've had it running around on this layout with yeah, there's definitely something up with this. Right, let's run it round at a proper brake. Oh, actually, I've put that up to full speed, and it's still going at the same speed. So there's possibly something up with the decoder. Yeah, that could be an interesting one. I will keep an eye on it, but I'm very much going to have to sort of just push it around the layout, I think, which is slightly awkward. But yes. Oh, it's sort of. No, I'm just gonna have to keep giving it a nudge, I think. It does get there eventually. It's just very slow when it does. Oh, it's actually sort of done that bit all right now. I know you can't. There's a bit of a blind spot on the layout there. You can't really see it. Yeah, interesting. Oh, well, I'll have to have a look at that then. It probably needs a bit of maintenance or something like that. I don't quite know what I'd do, because it's almost like the motor's got no power. It's not sort of putting down the wheel on the. It's not putting the power down through the wheels. So yeah, interesting. Soda Dandaman says locomotion and rocket double our engine. You know, that's not actually a bad idea. Maybe we'll try that because rocket is not performing particularly well. Let's put locomotion behind it and give it a bit of a push. Let's see if I can actually make this happen. I don't normally do double heads, but because we have had two requests come in to see rocket, and I am slightly aware that it's not performing as well as it could do. Maybe it would be better if we did have both of them running together. Let's see what happens here. I've now got to get it to catch up and then match the speed. I'm not doing a consist. This is going to be interesting. It's a bit like Wacky Races. So it's going to just catch up to it now. You can see locomotion is going over the embankment there. And hopefully I'll get it to catch up as we get sort of round to... As we get round, yeah, that's just they're coming through the points now. It's gaining on it ever so slightly. We're getting there. What I don't want to do is smash into the back of it. There we go. I think we've just about got it going now. Hopefully that'll be enough power. This is the most bizarre doubleheader we've ever done, but I love it. Yeah, this is fantastic. Right, it's going to be interesting to see what happens as it comes through the fiddle yard now. I know you guys can't see this, but I shall try and narrate the best I can. And it does seem, at least at the moment, that locomotion is doing its job and is pushing rocket up the hill. What's going to happen as it goes through the points? Is that going to work? Yes, it seems to have worked. Fantastic. I love this. Dot Steve just says, I've just got the F1 theme song in my head watching that. And through goes Hamilton. I love it. That's absolutely fantastic. I'm afraid I'm not quite Crofty, or Martin Brundle even for that matter. But I shall certainly do my best. And I now also have the F1 theme going through my head. So yeah, very excited for the new season to start, and that's all I'll leave it as. Stan Does Train says, what membership do you recommend I go for? Okay, it's totally your choice. Probably the one that the most people go for is Cleaner, which is the bottom level. I believe that's £1.99, and that starts you off. And basically with that, you get early access to the videos, and you get early access when I do the layout building videos, which there's usually one of those series every year. One of those series every year, basically you get those videos even earlier. So you normally get those like 2 or 3 weeks in advance, as opposed to like a day or so. You also get, there's members exclusive videos as well, and also I occasionally do go for I do things like members only live streams and stuff like that, or Q&As and little bits and pieces like that. So that would be my recommendation. You don't have to jump in big. Any support that you can give is absolutely fantastic, and that doesn't necessarily even mean monetarily either. If you can't, this is not me saying like, oh yes, absolutely go for the membership. It's obviously very much appreciated, and it would be fantastic if you do, because obviously continuing to make these videos every week does take up a lot of my time, and also, like, just in terms of like materials of building things as well. I never want you guys to like actually pay for my models, but certainly when I'm doing like tutorials and things that I wouldn't otherwise do apart from the videos, it does all help out with that, just keeping things turning over. But yes, but the point is that even if all you can do is watch the videos and tune in and leave comments and likes and stuff like that, and engagement, that is also fantastic as well. I know it sounds a bit silly to say, but yeah, it is fantastic to have this amount of people enjoying the channel and watching and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, hopefully, but like I say, it's totally up to you. I would say my general idea would be start low, and then if you want to increase at a later point, you absolutely can. But yeah, that's probably for the best, if you want to. I also am going to try and do more for my members this year, because I'm very aware that we've got quite a lot of members now, and it's probably a good idea to give you guys a bit more, because you guys do a lot to support the channel, and it's very much appreciated. So yeah. I'm just going to let Rocket go around. Well, I say Rocket and Locomotion. I think we'll let it do another lap or so. We'll maybe do a lap with it on the thing. NK Production says, what is your favourite model that you have on the layout? Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, it changes honestly day by day. The Hunslets are always, the Rapido Hunslets are always fantastic. They're my favourite type of engine, so naturally I'm predisposed to those particular ones. I'm really liking the 2MT at the moment, which you can see in the station there. So yeah, that's good as well. Also, I'm being given something from off camera, which hopefully. Autistic Train Spotter says, what do you do for custom platforms? What material do you use? Funnily enough, I've done an entire video on this. It's foam board. Layered up, like 5mm foam board layered up on top of each other. But if you search on my channel, or just on YouTube in general, for how to build platforms, there's a video that I've done which will walk you through the entire process of how I did it on this layout. And it is literally a step-by-step guide. You could follow it if you want. It's quite a popular video, that, actually. I think it's had about 50,000 views or something, possibly even more. So yeah, I won't go into the whole thing here, but yes, I've also got my real-life moderators sort of helping me with stuff behind the scenes as well, which is why I'm getting given stuff. I did also. I was going to follow the train round then on that last lap and completely forgot. But never mind. We'll do it on the next one. In fact, let's go to the screen now so that I don't forget. And in a few minutes as well, we'll do this, and then what I think we'll do is we'll get the. We'll do all the new announcements and everything, but yes, as some loco rocket motion, something like that. So yeah, hopefully everyone is enjoying seeing this sort of slightly crazy thing that we're doing here. I love it. This is fantastic. And here it comes through the station, well, over the double slip one last time. There they go. Absolutely incredible. So thank you so much to, I've got to find who suggested this. It was Autistic Train Spotter again and Williams Trains, both wanted to see Rocket with some Mark 1s and some Mark 2s, but unfortunately we couldn't do that. But we have got 2 locos running there, and I think this is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, certainly an interesting one. And I've just realised I've got to now stop these somehow. I guess if I stop locomotion first, and then stop Rocket afterwards, because it won't actually make it. Oh, do you know what? It's now running absolutely fine on its own. I did just have to stop it, but it's almost like it needed to warm up a bit. So that was certainly an interesting situation. Right, what I shall do, let's go back to this shot just very briefly. I shall switch all the points back. We'll get the 2MT running again, just so we've got something running in the background. I am aware that I do. Oh, I've got it going the wrong way. Let's get it going the right way. There are more super chats to do. Luke Jackson wanted to see the NER O Class, so we will get to that. But we'll do that after the. We'll do that after I've gone through all the new announcements and everything, because otherwise you won't. It'll be running in the background. You won't get to see it, and that's not really fair. So, also it's in the sidings at the moment. I quite want to have fun with getting it out and shunting it onto a set of coaches. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. So in the meantime though, I've just got to make sure that I've got everything off the track. Yes, locomotion is indeed off the track, so is Rocket. Nothing is going to crash into each other. I'm going to reset these points here. I've had a point motor failure, which I think I said about last week, but I do have to switch one of the points manually, which is why I'm generally not using the platform 2 all that much, having just used it for the last 5-10 minutes. But yeah, let's have a quick look. Oh, there we go. Oh, I've gone to that wrong shot again. It's done that thing that I didn't want it to do with. Oh well. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. There we go. I keep doing that thing where I switch to the shot too early and the wrong screen comes up. But what we'll do in a minute is we'll do these February announcements, because there's a lot of stuff that has been announced. So we'll just enjoy the 2MT going through the layout one last time, and then we'll get stuck in. I'll just get everything set up here as well, because I have written notes. Oh, we've just had another super chat coming. Oh, perfect. Well, that'll give us anything. Reese Pendlebury says, anything of your choice. Thank you so much, Reese. That's very, very kind of you. I will absolutely find something to run slightly later on. Like I said, what we're going to do now is we are going to do some announcements of everything that has been announced in the last week or so. Pretty much basically everything that's been announced since I last did a live stream, because there's been quite a lot. I've written some notes down, and I've also got some I've also got some little slides to show you as well, which will hopefully make this a bit more interesting. I have just realised that now actually doing this is probably not the smartest way to do it because I've sort of got to reach over. But yes, let's talk about all the stuff that has been announced in the past week or so. And there is a lot of stuff to dive into. Actually, no, let me take that off for a moment. Oh, I just did something very, very wrong. Okay. No, it's all fine. Right, it's fine. I thought I'd actually accidentally stopped the streamer for a moment there, but it was all fine. It's all good. Okay, so yes, let's take a look at some of the stuff that I'm being told different things, but things are being replaced. No, it's fine. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the stuff that has been announced over the past week, because there's been a lot of stuff from various different manufacturers, and yeah, there's a lot to dive into. So the first thing was Rapido had a big set of announcements. The main thing of this was actually the Caledonian single. Yeah, this is a 422. This is going to be very, very popular, I think. Obviously, this is going to be a continuation of their Scottish Legends series. So yeah, fantastic model. And obviously they did the Jones Goods. That was a really well received model. They've done previously the Sterling single as well, which is another single, single wheeler kind of thing. So I would imagine this is going to use the same mechanism. But this I think is going to be really, really popular. We're getting 4 different versions of this. So if I show you on the next slide there, we have a Caledonian blue one, as you just saw a moment ago. We've got an LMS lined red, an LMS lined black, and it's not pictured here, I don't think. But we do also have a British Railways lined black as well. That is very much a fictional what-if livery. But yeah, hopefully that will interest some people. I believe Hornby have said as well that their tooling of the Caledonian single is no longer usable. That's not available to them anymore. It's either been destroyed or it's been too badly damaged. And they were actually going to bring back their version of the Caledonian single a couple of years ago or something, and they weren't able to do it because of that. But yeah, and also that was very much a railroad level tooling. I would imagine that Rapido's one is very much going to be a high fidelity model. If the Jones Goods and the Sterling single are anything to go by, the Caledonian single is going to be absolutely superb. Yeah, like I say, it will be, I think, fantastic. I think it'll blow the old Hornby version out of the water, which, to be fair, it's a very old model now, for those that are still around as well. So the RRP for this is £249.95. At the retailers, that makes it about £212, £213. There is also a sound version available as well. That's pre-fitted sound. That will be £364.95. At the retailers, that's about £310. So yeah, like I say, if this is of the same level as the Jones Goods and the Sterling single, I think this is going to be a really, really popular it's going to be a really popular model, basically. That wasn't all from Rapido, though. They also announced batch 2 of the Evolution coaches. So these are their generic pre-grouping bogeyed coaches that are sort of followed on from the Hatton's Genesis range. This is Evolution, so it makes sense. But yeah, these are the bogeyed coaches. They announced batch 1 back in September last year with lots of fantastic liveries. And now we've had even more fantastic liveries announced. They're not all on screen, but I've got a list here. So we have new coaches for the Caledonian Railway, the Highland Railway, the LSWR, the Metropolitan Railway, London Transport livery. They're doing a GWR livery as well. That's a pre-1904 version as well. I think they previously, in batch 1, they have a Great Western livery as well. So this is now a 1904 or before 1904 version. Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway has a version as well. There's also North Eastern Railway coaches, Great Eastern Railway coaches, North Eastern and Great Eastern, so don't get those two mixed up. They are two separate coaches. And we've also got LMS coaches for period 1 as well. Rails of Sheffield also have an exclusive version that they're doing as well for North British Railway coaches as well. So loads to choose from, and of course that is all on top of the other coaches that we still have to come from batch 1 as well. And each of these coaches, because of the modular tooling that Rapido have developed for this, they're not all exactly the same. Some of them have, they all have different roof profiles. So there's some that have like an arc roof, some have a clerestory roof. There's lots of little details that change throughout the thing. And of course they have lighting. You can actually dim the lighting as well. There's little a little screw that you can adjust, and that will change the how much lighting there is in it as well. It's the brightness of the lighting. That one got away from me a bit. But yes, as before, you can get 3 packs of these coaches, or you can get them as single coaches as well. And with those single coaches, they will be, I believe they're different numbers. So you can build up a longer train if you want to without duplicating numbers. And also with the single coaches, there is a first open available for each version and also a full break available as well, as per batch 1. Although that was a later addition to batch 1 because of how many people asked for it. So yeah, great to hear Rapido listening to customers on that particularly. So for the 3 packs, those have an RRP of £199.95. At the retailers, that's about £170. For the single coaches, the RRP is about 69. Well, it's not about. It is £69.95. At the retailers, that's about £59, which I think actually is fairly reasonable. If you consider the Accurascale Mark 1 Suburbans, which I looked at a couple of weeks ago, fantastic coaches, but these are slightly cheaper than that, and of course, you know, the decoration on them is going to be very, you know, pre-grouping livery. I think they're going to be to a similar standard. Yeah, I think that's going to be, again, I think these coaches are going to be very, very popular for Rapido, and it's great to see them adding to the range so soon, which just shows how good the uptake has been on them. That also wasn't the only thing we had. So we've had the Caledonian single. We've also had the new Evolution coaches, but we also have a new LSWR open wagon as well. Yes, this is Rapido's next pre-grouping wagon. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Great to see them. They've done a lot of pre-grouping wagons now, and they've kind of made quite a name for themselves with doing these wagons, you know, with their sort of private owner wagons as well. There's lots to enjoy. But this is the LSWR. It's the Diagram 84 and the Diagram 90 that I believe they're doing. There is 17 different versions in a variety of liveries, and that covers from pre-grouping right through to British Railways ownership, I believe. So fantastic. And they have an RRP of £32.95. At the retailers, that'll be about £28. So yeah, very interesting. Also, it's not a new announcement, but I do just want to give a quick mention to Ivor the engine. We now have the first sample available for these. And so, yeah, this is not a 3D print. I know it's a bit small on the camera there. Maybe I can make this a bit bigger. What happens if I do that? Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can see there, I've made it a full screen now. And you can see we've got some rolling stock behind it as well there. Oh, but I've just noticed Dan says it's LNWR, not LSWR. My apologies. I got that completely wrong on my notes. My apologies for that. Yeah. But yes, so we have, that was for the open wagon, obviously. But obviously, with Ivor the engine, we have so a nice selection of the wagons there. And also, I do just want to draw your attention to Ivor himself there. Which has a die-cast body. So yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Great for such a small loco with a short wheelbase as well. That extra weight is going to be very much appreciated. And of course, because Ivor doesn't have, because he was a cartoon originally, he doesn't have much, you know, rivet detail, shall we say. You know, you don't have to have as much detail to include in the model, and therefore it makes more sense to do it with that, you know, with die-cast metal. So again, fantastic. So that about does it. Oh, the other thing with Ivor was that there, I believe the DCC sound profile is expected very soon as well. So yeah, that would be very exciting to see or to hear rather. I've not heard it specifically, but I've heard a lot about it, and I believe they're using the actual recordings from the TV series, which is just going to be fantastic. Can't wait to hear that. So that is everything from Rapido, just about. But now let's move on to Bachmann, who had their announcements this morning. So this is hot off the press, or you know, slightly warm off the press if you're watching this on a replay or tomorrow or something. But the main thing that they announced was from their EFE range was the Class 74. So this is a brand new tooling. For those wondering, I don't believe it holds anything over from the old DGM models Class 71. This is, I believe, brand new from the ground up. All 4 of these are there's going to be 4 locos, and all 4 of them are being done in British Railways blue because that is the livery that they all wore. These are expected in mid sort of 2025, so not too far away now. But yeah, and the RRP for these is £214.95. At the retailers, that'll be about £185-ish, something like that, £180, £185. Yeah, no sound version, interestingly. So that is something to consider. Although I'm sure someone will do, you know, one of the third-party sound profile makers will do a sound profile for it at some point, I would imagine. Yeah. That was from EFE, but also Bachmann have announced some more bullied coaches to add to their range. So yeah, they did a few bullied coaches a few years ago, and now they're adding to that range with a BCK and a third open as well. And you can see them on screen now. They are doing a few different liveries of these. They're doing a British Railway Southern green and also a malachite green. I'll be perfectly honest, I looked at the images and I couldn't tell the difference between the two, but I'm sure some die-hard Southern fans out there will be able to see the minor differences between the two. There's also a crimson and cream version, which you can see on screen at the moment at the top there, and then also a British Railways maroon version as well. I believe some of these did run slightly further north as well. So yeah, that is an interesting potential livery there. These are going to have a retail price or RRP of £74.95. At the retailers, that's around £65, £64, something like that. So yeah, that's very interesting. Also, what is very interesting is EFE are taking a step into O gauge. This is the Hudswell Clark. They're going to be working with Ixion Model Railways for this, who previously produced this Hudswell Clark. These are such gorgeous little locos. I wish somebody would do this in double O gauge, to be honest, but we can't have it all for ourselves. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. These look really, really great. So there's 4 different liveries, as you can see. 2 plain ones, and then the 2 at the top there have a bit more lining to them as well. I think that blue one in particular is going to be very, very popular. There is an 8-pin DCC socket inside. I believe there's also provision for a speaker as well. Not necessarily one pre-fitted, but you can fit a speaker in there. Although, to be honest, it's an O-gauge loco. I would be surprised if there wasn't somewhere to fit a speaker in there. And so, yeah, this is the first O-gauge loco for EFE. That's really exciting. And hopefully this leads to, you know, more of a collaboration with Ixion Model Railways and potentially more O-gauge stuff in the future. This is going to have an RRP of £299.95. Remember, it is an O-gauge model, so it is considerably larger. And yeah, the retailers, this is going to be £255-ish. So yeah. Also, I do just want to finish up. Well, actually, I've still got a couple of things to go. But the last main thing is the Hornby TT120 sort of mini announcement. This isn't the main Hornby TT announcement. Obviously, we had the double O gauge announcement at the start of January. We've now had a sort of a mini update on TT120, and we will get a larger update, I'm told, for TT120 in sort of the spring. But this was basically to say the Class 37s that we knew were coming. We've seen them working on this, and we've seen some early samples as well. But they've now revealed the liveries for these, which you might just be able to see on that screen there. We've got a BR green version. We've got a BR large logo blue version. I believe that is also a Scottish variant. And then we also have an EWS version for those who like the more modern stuff, shall we say. So yeah, sound versions are going to be available for 2 of these, not the green version, interestingly. I would have thought that would be a very popular one to have sound in, but yeah, maybe they're doing something similar with like they did with the Intercity Swallow HST, where that didn't have a sound version either. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe it'll come later down the line. But yeah. But anyway, these are now available to pre-order. The RRP for these is £159.99. At the retailers, that's about £144. And the sound versions are £214.99. And the retailers, that's about £194. So yeah. Also, you might just be able to see on the screen there, at kind of the top, the KFA intermodal wagons. I have to admit, I haven't kept up with these particularly myself. I'm not really interested in a lot of the modern stuff, if you hadn't noticed. But yeah, these are, I believe, different to the previous container wagons that have been announced. I'm not sure if the actual wagon itself is any different or if it's just the loads that are on top. But we do have some nice variations with the containers themselves. These are going to have an RRP of £54.99, and at the retailers, that will be £49.50. And that is pretty much everything. I do just have a couple of little things to mention as well, because this is very hot off the press. I've recently been sent this. This is DCC EX CSB1. So for those of you who remember, I used the DCC EX system on my TT120 layout, sort of tying it nicely together there. And yeah, this is the new version of DCC EX. which, if you don't know, DCC-EX is kind of like open source DCC. You can literally build it yourself using like Arduino boards and then install the software yourself. Or if you want to get it all just working straight out of the box, you can get ready-made versions from Chesterfield Models, who very kindly sent me this one. The previous version was a little bit large and chunky, you know, fine by normal DCC controller standards. But yeah, this is the new version, which is considerably smaller. And it's also, it doesn't actually cost all that much either. I think this starts from like £99, which is not bad for a DCC controller. Yeah, it's got a nice screen on it as well. I am going to be doing a full video on this properly in the future, but this literally arrived this morning, so I thought I would show this on the screen, but or on the stream rather. But yes, if you're interested in checking one of these out, have a look at Chesterfield Models, and like I say, I will be doing a proper video on this in the future. The other final thing to say as well is flexible dry stone walling. I have to mention this because I know people keep asking about it, and I really appreciate that everyone does keep asking about it, and that it is so popular. Obviously, I don't reply to all of the comments and questions and emails about it, because if I did, it would take me away from actually producing the walling. But yes, so basically we are still working on it. Production is underway. Basically, I'm just trying to make enough to cover demand, and also keep up with the videos on here as well, and do all the live streams and everything as well. But yes, basically, hopefully it's not too far away now. I don't know when it will be in stock exactly. I don't want to give you an exact date in case that we miss that deadline or whatever. But yeah, and also the different scales will probably be available at different times as well. We'll most likely do double O gauge first, as that was always the most popular. But yeah, basically just to say, it is still happening. We also are working on upgrading the website as well, so there's some stuff happening behind the scenes, so that hopefully things will run a bit smoother in the future. As I've said in the past, I'm a YouTuber, not a model railway retailer. This is all kind of a bit new to me, and the demand for this is for the dry stone flexible walling has very much surpassed what I was expecting several times over. So basically, just to say, it is coming. Thank you for your patience, but we will get there eventually. As before, channel members will be the first to be able to get in an order for that when it does become available again. So if you are thinking about becoming a channel member and you would like some dry stone flexible walling, that is potentially another reason to sign up. But yeah, that I think is everything for the announcements for February. And I think let's get rid of that off the screen. And I think that's pretty much everything. So let's go back to the layout. And I'm going to take a little bit of a break because that was a lot of talking. We'll just enjoy the 2MT going round for a moment, shall we? While I catch my breath. Is it just me, or does that camera look a little bit wonky? It looked fine before, but maybe it's just slipped ever so slightly. I don't know. It doesn't bother me particularly, but it's just looking. I'm sure nobody noticed until I pointed it out, but now that I've seen it, I can't ignore it. But yes, what I think I'll do here is I'm going to stop. Actually, no. Let's keep this going, because I've got to do some super chats. So I've got Luke Jackson wants to see the O Class, the G5. It's funnily enough, it's written down as the 0 class, which really threw me there for a second. Yeah. Soda Dan the Man says, will you be able to ship dry stone flexible walling international, or is it UK only? It is only UK, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just too difficult to do it internationally. The other thing as well is that I believe there are some new rules in place, and I still need to have a look at this, but I believe there are some new rules in place which make shipping to Northern Ireland potentially tricky now as well, for smaller. I think it's a new EU rule, but it sort of covers Northern Ireland as well, and as a result it means that small cottage industries like myself, we don't have the paperwork basically to be able to ship stuff to Northern Ireland. So like I say, I need to look at this in more detail, because I really don't know what the situation is yet. Like I say, I am a YouTuber and an enthusiast rather than a retailer. But yeah, just to make you aware of that, if you are in Northern Ireland, for example. But yes, the dry stone flexible walling will generally be available to the UK. I believe if you are international, there are ways of getting it. You can have it like sent to a company, and then they will package it up for you and send it to you internationally, and they'll deal with all the customs and the paperwork and everything like that. But yeah, it is one of those things where I'm just not entirely sure. We can't do it basically. There's just too much paperwork, I'm afraid, for an individual to be able to deal with. And considering that the demand for it is so high, we don't seem to have any issue selling it here in the UK. Opening it up to the rest of the world is potentially quite tricky. So yeah. Right. Anyway, that said, I do need to get the O1 out. So, not the O1. Sorry, I've got Rapido on the mind still with the SECR O1. But this is the O Class, which I'm trying to find on here. And you can see it. It is in the station there. I'm going to turn the sound on, and I'm going to set all the points for it. There we go. This is a beautiful little runner, this loco. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. It just maybe we'll wait until the yeah, it's cleared off now. But go backwards for me. There we go. Yeah, beautiful little runner. This really great work from Bachmann. It is absolutely fantastic. I do have to remember that this has got a brake button. It's got quite low or quite high. Oh no! Stop! There we go. I think it's just about stopped. I didn't crash into the Black 5. That's a good sign. Right, can I get this out? Move! Why is it? Have I still got the brake on? Oh no, there we go. Right, I'm going to slow the other one down considerably. There we go. And then you switch the points back as well. Hopefully this is keeping you guys entertained. Right, what I'll do is I'll speed the 2MT up again. And I think what we'll do, I don't really fancy, we've had the Suburbans going around quite a bit. So what I'll do is I'll bring out one of the other trains. I'll see what else I can run this with, and we'll put the O Class on that. I'm just going to call it the G5. It's too confusing otherwise. But yes. What am I going to run this with? Oh, I know what I can run it with. I can see something in there as well. Right, I am very aware as well that I haven't spent much time looking at the chat recently as well, because I did all those announcements. And then I'm very much sort of in the middle of sorting out these trains as well. But I promise once I've got this sorted out, I will go back to the chat a bit more. Luke Jackson says, I did expect that manoeuvre to go wrong. Never in doubt with a pro. Yeah, I mean, I would say you're probably you'd be better off predicting that there is going to be an issue of some sort. Anyway, we've got a train coming around now. Actually, let's turn the sound on. There you go. You can see we've got the 9F. Just a random one that I just thought I'd bring out. Actually, I should have used this as my one from Reese Pendlebury, who said run anything you want. But we'll bring this out just for a quick moment, and we'll use these coaches we'll use these coaches for the G5. There we go. Stop that there. Sort of slice it between the two cameras almost. But yeah, right. Let's get this on the back of it. I've got to find the G5. I've got so many locos in here on the app that I control everything through an app. But there's so many different locos on here because of needing everything ready to run or ready to possibly go for when I do these super chats. It's yeah, it gets a bit frantic and a bit chaotic. There we go. Oh, I might just overshoot the camera ever so slightly there. That's all right though, it's not too far out. Right, the interesting thing now is going to be, can I get this to back down onto the train properly? I'm in concentration mode here. There we go. Okay, I very much overshot that. The wheel's spinning a little bit there. Right. Let's get the 9F disconnected from the back. Have to admit, I have no idea where I'm going to put the 9F because I don't have any space in the shed for it. And there's definitely no way I can get it into... there's absolutely no way I'd be able to get this into the yard with the Black 5 in the shed already. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the problem for... I'll have to just put it into... Probably just have to put it into platform 2 of some sort. But in the meantime, let's get this G5 running for Luke Jackson, who wanted to see this. So here we go. There we go. I'm going to run it fairly slowly to start off with because I know I've got to get the... I definitely have to get the... oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll leave it at this speed just for the moment because I know I've got to get the 9F out of the way. In fact, I know this is not what you wanted to see, Luke, but let's just go to this camera straight away and we'll sort out the 9F first. And then I promise we'll come back and have a look at the G5 in a moment. Of course, now I can't actually see the... oh, here it is. I was doing this at realistic speed, but I probably should... Oh, that's come off the track. Hand of God coming in there, my apologies. That's probably me not putting it back on the track properly after I disconnected the loco. Oh, no, I can see what it is. I'm just a moron. Let's just do that. I think the... oh no, the points were all set correctly. No, I was just clumsy. That's all it was. Right. We'll just clear the points there. Yeah, those points are now set correctly. Meanwhile, the G5 is just very slowly coming across the bridge there, or across the embankment. But now I have reset the points and we can speed this up a little bit, which I think will be more interesting. If I can find it. Like I said, I've got a lot of green engines in here. Here we go. Yeah, hopefully you can see this coming in on the bottom left there. And I think we'll follow this round for a little bit, shall we? Get to see it in all its glory. Yeah, really nice loco. This beautiful runner, actually. Considering it's got that, what is it, an 044 arrangement? Yeah, it's an absolutely superb runner. But yeah, it's in the fiddle yard now. So actually, we can go back to that shot. At least then you can see the 9F in the station there. But yeah. RG Models 86 says, if there's a crash, does anyone have the RAIB on speed dial? I like it. Very good. Very, very good. Oh, it's coming back round now. I think I think this is such a nice loco. It's worth going to the big shot properly to see it as it goes across the embankment. Feels very much like a heritage preservation scene, if I'm honest, with the 9F sitting there in the corner, or just in platform 2. The autofocus having a little bit of an issue there on that particular camera. Oh, and thank you to Paul Rollings, who has just subscribed. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Great to have you with us, and thank you so much for joining us here on the channel. Very much appreciated. Right, so we have the G5 running. I've got another super chat from Reese Pendlebury to do, who wanted me to run anything I like. So I've got to figure something out for that. I've got an idea of what I can do. I think I've got an idea. I think I've got an idea of something that will please everybody. Luke Jackson says, best £5 I've spent all year, to be honest. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Luke. That's really cool. I assume you're talking about this. Yeah. To be fair, we are only in the first week of February as well, so there's not potentially a lot to choose from there. But I appreciate it all the same. I am going to shut the 9F up because it is making quite a racket behind me, and that's even with the G5 making a decent chuffing sound, shall we say? Right, let's have a look at what everyone has been saying. Stan Does Train says, very, very professional operations going on here. Thank you very much. I try my best. Nick's Trains and Transport says, can you run the Black 5? Yeah, if you send in a super chat, I would love to I would love to run the Black 5. I just have to kind of set a bit of a limit, otherwise it's not fair because people will just send in requests all the time and I would have no way of choosing who it is. So I've found super chats are the best way to do it. So yeah. Project Air says, I love the Jeopardy. I'm assuming that was when I did my shunting earlier on. Yeah, I don't love the Jeopardy so much, but I appreciate that you guys all enjoy it. Luke Jackson says, what is the app that you're using? I presume you mean, sorry if I can find it, you mean this. This is the app. So this is the app for the Z21, the Roco or Rocco, I never know how it's pronounced, Rocco Z21. Which is the DCC control system that I use. It's very much, it's a pretty decent system. Like, it can do a lot. I'm very much only scratching the surface with it. There's a lot I can do with it, but it's just nice to know I can do everything. But one of the main features of it is that you can control everything. I'm just trying to find the G5. So I can never find the G5. Why is that? There it is. Oh, I see why. The photo I've got of it, it's on like it's a green loco with like green grass in the background. But yeah, hopefully you can just about, I know it's a bit out of shot and a bit blurry, but that is basically, so I can control in fact, yeah, I'm doing all this backwards. Let me figure out, right, there we go. So I can then like slow it down and you can hopefully hear that sort of adjusting things in the background, and then I can speed it up again. This is not a great shot, I appreciate, but there we go. And then I've got all the different functions down the side here, so I can just tap the button, and that does the whistle. So yeah, and you've got all that for all the sound functions, so you don't have to actually remember any of the function numbers or even the loco's address. I literally choose everything, so you can see there. Well, you can't really see, but those are photos of all the different locos that I've got on the layout currently. So rather than just having to remember, like, oh, I don't even know what number the G5 is. What number is it? It is number 59. I don't know why. Presumably its number is 59 or something like that. But yeah, I just select it using a photo and can just trigger all the functions like that. So yeah, anyone who's got a smartphone, you can download the app, and it means if you have friends over, or if you an exhibition, for example, if you want lots of people to be able to help you with running the layout, you don't have to have lots of different controllers. Everyone can just download the app on their phone. And in fact, I have done that for running this layout, particularly at exhibitions. We also have there is also the ability to plug in a wired controller. You can also get a handheld throttle as well, which you can, if you like having the physical button to turn around. And there is a wireless version of that as well. So yeah, it really does cover all basics there. RG Models 86 says, yeah, it's silly the amount of ads that we get now. That's interesting. Let me know, guys, can you let me, I know this is probably a bit of a loaded question, but let me know if you guys are getting like ridiculous amounts of ads, because you shouldn't be. I know YouTube does put them in automatically, but I mean, it shouldn't be like overwhelming. I know that this stream is going on for a while as well, but you know, so there will obviously be lots of ads in it. But yeah, let me know if it's too much, and I'll try and, I don't know if there's anything I can do about it for tonight, but potentially for future weeks going forwards, we can adjust that and have a look. But yeah. Mo Phillips, or Mo Pips, Mo Phipps, I'm going to go with that. It says, do you have the white or the black Z21? It's the black Z21 I've got. I think, I can't remember what the differences are between the two, but basically mine is the full fat version, which can do everything. So yeah. Melon B Homestead says, hello from the USA, love the channel and all the how-to videos. Keep up the great work and looking forward to the next one. Thank you so much, guys. Great to have you tuning in from the USA. Hello from a slightly rainy and windy England here. But yeah. Luke Jackson says, I've had two, the usual one on the start and one about 5 minutes ago. Okay, fair enough. That's not too bad then, if you've only had... Yeah, you shouldn't be getting like ads constantly. I suppose it depends like how much you... It's all an algorithm thing, isn't it, anyway? So it's like it'll be different for everybody. So, you know, either way, it's not me putting them in manually. I don't have that capacity to do that and run the stream at the same time. One thing I was going to say, there isn't going to be a live stream next week. I can't do one next week, unfortunately. So we will be having a week off. But after that, don't worry, we will come back, and there will be another stream in 2 weeks' time, essentially. And I'm hoping to do them all through February as well. So it's not like this is going to be the last one or anything. I'm going to do a fair amount of these. But yeah, we'll take a week off. Maybe just to, you know, not to bore you guys too much with all the behind the scenes stuff, and also just like, you know, these can get a little bit samey, I guess, if it's just me running trains every week. So yeah, I'm hoping to have a special video to go out in the middle of the week as well. Yeah, we'll see if I get round to. Oh, we've just had Mark Peel has just become a member. Thank you so much, Mark. That's so generous of you. Mark Peel has just joined up on the fireman tier. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Mark. That is really, really very much appreciated. And yeah, thank you so much. Soda Dan the Man says, I have YouTube Premium which stops ads so I can't see ads. Fair enough. That is probably the way to do it, to be honest, because yeah, it definitely can get a bit tiring after a while, can't it? And I say that as somebody who makes part of my living off of YouTube, so you know, I do understand this. And I think with the videos I do try to be fairly, I don't put ads in all the time, but yeah. Right, so I've got about 15 minutes to go before I end this stream, and unless anyone's got any last-minute super chats they want to get in, I've just got one more to do for Reese Pendlebury, who said, I can run anything I like. I've got an idea, and I'm very excited to show you all. So unless anyone wants to send in a last-minute super chat right now, let me know. You know, get in your super chats now in the next couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'm just going to do that last one, and then we'll run that till the end of the stream. But yeah, Callum Rowley has said, hi, just came across this randomly and really enjoying it. Fantastic, thank you so much. Well, it's great to have you with us, Callum. I don't know if you're a model railway enthusiast or a railway enthusiast at all. Maybe you're just randomly scrolling through YouTube and you've stumbled on this and you know nothing about trains at all. But either way, you are absolutely welcome here. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's great to have you with us. Yeah. MoFip says there are two versions of the white one. One is the one you get in train sets. This is the Roco Z21 we're talking about, by the way. You get in train sets that has the Wi-Fi disabled. The other white one has the Wi-Fi enabled. but both of them can't do as much as the black one. Yes, I know there are things that there are differences between the white and the black one. I think a lot of it is around like automation and stuff as well, which is something I'm kind of looking into, but honestly, just keeping up with the channel in general kind of means I don't have a lot of time to explore all the different features that the DCC controller can do. But I absolutely should do a video on the Z21 at some point, because so many people ask about it and so many people are interested in it. So I really should do that, especially if I'm going to do a video about this, which is the little DCC EX CSB1. I can't remember the name of it yet, but if I'm going to do a video on that, then I suppose I really should do one of the other end of the spectrum. But yeah. RG Models 86 says, how is the 009 layout? It's good. I haven't had it out for a while, but I do need to. I do like the 009 stuff, and so I do have to get into that in a way. But yeah. Oh, I'm being told 8 minutes and 15 seconds before it's due to end, and we've just had a super chat come in from Project Air. Thank you so much, Project Air. He says, I'm defo going to be checking this out again. Yeah, run anything you like, man. You're doing a cracking job on the channel. Thank you so much, Project Air. That's the second super chat we've had come in for my choice, basically. So you guys are being very generous tonight. Fantastic. Well, that means I've got to run a couple of things now. So with that in mind, what will I run? Well, I tell you what we'll do. While I look to see what there is on the layout and what I can run, I've got a couple of ideas. But let's go as the G5 comes round. We'll let that go round one last time, and then we shall. Oh, I tell you what, I know what we'll do. While that's running round, actually no, I'll do this in a minute. I've got other things that I've got to be doing. I've got to be aware of time. But let's go to this shot. We'll watch the G5 one last time because it is a stunning loco. I'll give you a little whistle there just because I like it. Here we go, coming through to the station now. And there is the 9F again sitting in the station. Oh, I've cut to that camera a little bit earlier, I appreciate. But yeah, this is the last we're going to see of the G5. So thank you so much for Luke Jackson for suggesting this one. Thank you so much for your super chat. Really kind of you to send this one in. Yeah, absolutely loved running this loco tonight. So fantastic choice. And yeah, we're gonna put this one away now, and I'm going to get something else out on the layout. So the next one is going to be for Reese Pendlebury, who wanted me to run anything I liked. So I've got a good idea for this. Something that I would like to see anyway. I'm going to get it set up now. We'll go to this shot while I do get it set up. But I've just got to remember what line in the fiddle yard it is on. But let's get this. Which way is it going? That's the wrong way. Right. I think every single loco I've started tonight, Oh, something is making a noise. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, no, stop. Absolutely stop everything. Oh my God, right. Okay, turns out I've got two locos with the same address. Didn't realise this. And just by coincidence, they both happen to be on the track at the same time. So I'm going to have to just, let's go to that camera there, because that's the one that's it's this one here. Is this little Hunslet here? For some reason, I must have got them both on the same address. I don't know how I've managed to do that, but I'm just going to have to remove that from the track ever so slightly. And now, right, hopefully, there we go. Yes, I think I've got everything working out. Are all my points set correctly? Because that's going to be the big thing. Yes. Okay, here we go. It's coming round onto the stream now. And there it is. It is the Class 25. Yeah, this is the Bachmann Class 25. Really love this. Really, really nice loco. And I've got the sound on as well. I don't know if you can hear it, but we'll give it a quick blast. There we go. Oh, we've had another super chat come in as well. Thank you so much, Matt Toon. Black 5 or W1 with steam generator? Have you started so I realised that's a question afterwards. Black 5 or W1 with steam generator? I don't have the W1 with the steam generator, but I do have the W1. I also have the Black 5 as well. Well, I'll be perfectly honest, I was going to run the W1 or the Hush Hush as my final personal choice, which came in from Project Air. Maybe we'll run the Black 5 for you, but I can't do this. I can't do the steam generator because it'll just. I don't have time and everything. We're supposed to only have 10 minutes left in this stream, but I'm calling it now. Any more super chats that come in, I'm not going to be able to get to them tonight. So thank you so much to everyone who has sent in super chats throughout tonight. You can still, of course, send in super chats if you would like to, but if you do send in any loco requests, I'm not going to have a chance to get to them tonight. So just trying to appreciate that. Otherwise, I will literally be here all night. Yeah. But yes, this loco that we've currently got running around on the top left of the screen now, this is the Class 25 from Bachmann. And yeah, really nice little model this. We'll, as it comes around next time, we'll get this on. I've just realised I've not got the lights on either, so I must adjust that. Although I've got to make sure I don't get the... There we go. Yeah, let's cut to this. Let's have a look at it going through the layout properly. And we've got a decent length of freight train on this as well. And some of you may have just noticed the little quarry Hunslet on the back there as well. Yeah, somebody was asking me. I can't remember who it was. The chat is going so fast. I can't remember who it was, but somebody was asking about the 009 layout. I think specifically wanting to know if I could do a live stream from it. I probably will in the future, but not like right now with this setup. Getting all this set up and all these cameras and everything as I have it here takes quite a while, and so that's why I'm wanting to do multiple live streams with this particular setup. But definitely not ruling it out for the future. I have also done a live stream with it in the future, in the past as well. But yeah, it's sort of also it's difficult. I've not got so many locos in 009, so it's a bit difficult to sort of to do things. Yeah. Matt Toon says, please make the TMRG wagons. Oh, I would love to. Would you guys like that as well? Because I mean, it's one of those things of like, it's easy for everyone to say, yes, we would absolutely love to have that, to be able to have that. It's another thing as to whether people will actually buy it. So that is a thing. But yeah, if enough people say they would like something like that to be available, I would love. I think that would be amazing. And yeah, I'm sure there are ways of making it. Well, I know there are ways of making it happen. There have been discussions in the background, shall we say? Yeah. Branchline Engines says hi. Hello to you, Branchline Engines. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, Tom Marshall is here as well. Hello. He says, hi, Joseph. Layouts looking excellent. Thank you so much, Tom. Hope you're well. RG Models 86 says, I love the 009 Quarry Hunslets. Yeah, absolutely. They are very, very nice models. Lots of people saying yes, they would like me to make the they would like me to make the wagons. Well, maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe for 50,000 subscribers. So that's your incentive to get everyone subscribing. Luke Jackson says, I plan to get my favourite YouTubers in inspiration logos on advertisement boards on my station when I get it done. Oh, fantastic! That's such a fantastic. That's yeah, an absolutely fantastic idea. Yeah, that's great. I think that could be very fun. Callum Rowley says, how often do you live stream? Right, a bit of a complicated answer. Usually every week, but not next week because I can't do it next week. But after that, we'll be back to doing it every week. And it comes in blocks. I don't do it constantly. It's not like every single week until the end of time. But this is the second of the live streams that I've done. Hopefully I'm going to do more throughout February, maybe into March as well. We'll see how popular they end up being. But yeah, basically the next live stream, in fact, if I just open my calendar now and figure out when it will be. So the next live stream will be on the 19th of February. Same time, same place, so that'll be 7 PM on the 19th of February. That's when the next live stream will happen. But yeah, just next week I'm missing, so yeah. Oh, one of the wagons has come off. Oh, I can see which one it is as well. It's all right. Just got to... There we go. Just slight panic there in the fiddle yard. One of the wagons has got a dodgy coupler on it, which I did worry about it. So yes, Autistic Train Spotter says, is there any particular models you are excited for? I'm excited for the new Dapol 14XX. No more rubbish Hornby ones. I'm censoring myself there. I mean, I am very excited for the Rapido O1. I think that's going to be a superb model. That is the one that comes to mind at the moment. Also the S160 as well. Some of the TT stuff that's coming as well. Yeah, very excited for that. And there's some Accurascale stuff coming as well. The pannier tank that they're doing, the buck jumper, I think is going to be awesome. Even their Class 50 looks fantastic. So yeah. Right. So what I'm going to do very, very quickly is I'm just going to get the 9F out of platform 2 because I'm a bit sick of it sitting there. So we'll get it out of there. Then we'll run. I've got to run various. Oh, I've only got 4 minutes, and I've got to do two more super chats. So I better be a bit speedy with this, but obviously I want to make sure everyone gets a decent amount of time. Right, let's see what happens here. If I can find the 9F, I just can't find anything today. Here we go. So I'm just going to put this in the siding out of the way, just so it's not blocking that shot at the bottom there. Yeah, Soda Dandamanda says, as we wind down from tonight's stream, thanks to everyone in the chat for the super chats. All helps the channel to grow. I think we also need to say a big thank you to Soda Dandamanda as well for being our moderator tonight as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, it really helps. Sorry, I'm just ignoring the 9F as it crashes into the buffers. But yeah, thank you so much for all the moderation that you're doing as well. So round of applause for you as well. I think everyone would agree with that, and certainly takes a lot of the pressure off me as well. Right. Let's get. I've now got to get the 9F out. Not the 9F. Sorry, I've done the 9F. It's the Black 5 I've got to do now. I might have to just run this round with the freight train, to be honest. Oh, this is going to be tight. This is going to be very tight. In fact, it's going to be so tight that I'm going to slow the 25 down ever so slightly. Oh. Very much now overshot my mark with the Black 5, which has just gone out of shot completely. I'll bring it back. Actually, no, I won't. I'll leave it there because I think what we'll do. Let's get the 25 going again. Ooh, where is it? There it is. Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, right, that doesn't help. It slowed right down just because I put the brake on and didn't take it off. So, here it comes. So what I'm going to do is just clear the points at the far end. I think that will do nicely. Yeah. Oh! Blimey, I've just... Stop! That was not my intention. I've just run the 25 practically into the shed. This is why I'm not a signaller. Can you imagine the amount of chaos that would ensue if I was actually allowed to be able to do this in real life? It's just, yeah, absolute chaos. Right, let's get the... Where is it? I've got to find the right shot now. Let's go to this shot here, and we'll get the... oh, where is it? I want to get the black 5 to couple onto this train. I'm just doing other things in the background as well, which is why I'm not chatting so much. But just going to get the black 5 coupled onto the back of the train here. There we go. Right, and let's get this off round the layout. Standards Train says, sign that model railway guy up to be a signalman. No, that would be a very bad idea. Right, let's get this running all a bit faster. And for those of you wondering, the Class 25 is fine. It is just sitting there. Actually, I'll put this in the shed, seeing as it's practically in there already. Let's get those tail lights on the back as well. Oh, that was a mistake. I meant to do that. Oh no, that's come on as well. I don't know why that's there. Oh, well, I've very much messed up. Oh, I know what it is. Does that... No, it just doesn't want to do that anymore. Oh well, never mind. I've broken something. We'll just leave it on that and get rid of that. Oh, I've lost half my carriages, or half my wagons. I don't know how I managed to miss that. It's a bit of an issue, isn't it? Got to do some catching up now, haven't I? Oh, I've lost even more. This is a disaster. It was running, everything was going so well, and then about 5 minutes ago, it all went horribly wrong, didn't it? Oh. I'm desperately trying to catch up with it, but I keep running into issues. Right, let's see if this all works now. I am very aware that we're going to overrun a little bit, but that's probably all right. We've still got about 80 of you watching, so that's okay. what we'll do as well is just put everything's gone through that fine, fine that time now. But yeah, we'll just put the class 25 in the siding here, just in front of the signal box. There we go. That'll do for me. And yeah, what I think we'll do is we shall go to, yeah, let's go to this shot in the meantime, so we can see the black 5 come round one more time. There it is, just coming into shot now. Long Gone Railway says, this has been great, loving the live stream sessions. Thank you so much. It's absolutely fantastic to have you joining us. It's fantastic to have you all joining us, to be honest. Yeah, these are so much fun. I absolutely love doing them. And yeah, even though it's a bit crazy, we love a bit of craziness. So, yeah, it's all good. Oh! Some of you may have noticed that we are missing a 009 loco from that shot there, which I'm going to have to adjust very quickly. See if I can just hand of God coming back in again there. I don't know why that suddenly fell off. That's interesting. Absolute chaos here tonight. Right, so after this, we've just got one more super chat to do. That was another. That one was from Project Air, who wanted me to run whatever it was. So this one, we're running the Black 5 currently for Matt Toon. I've got to get rid of that shot again. So we'll run the Black 5 round one last time, and then we should send it off. And I'll do my. I've got one more thing that I want to run in the meantime, which is Project Air's super chat. And I think I said before I was going to run the what do you call it? The W1 for this. So I've got a fun idea of something I can pair it with. So here it is, the Black 5 coming through the station one last time. There we go, a couple of little whistles there just to keep things interesting. But yeah, so that is the last we'll see of the Black 5. I'm just going to run it into the fiddle yard, and of course everything has decided to derail as it goes into the fiddle yard for one last time, but that's fine because it's not so much of an issue anymore. Right, let's put that there. In fact, it's actually slightly too long for the fiddle yard, but it's okay. I don't need the other points that it's blocking. So let's go through to this shot here, and I've got one last thing to show you tonight. We're going to finish up with a final super chat from Project Air, who said I could run whatever I wanted, and I think this is going to be a pretty popular one. So thank you, Project Air, for sending in this super chat, for letting me run whatever I want, because this I don't think would have ever happened in real life. But to be perfectly honest, it looks fantastic, so I'm going to do it anyway. I wonder if you can guess what it is. It is the W1 Hush Hush with the Coronation Coaches. I think this is just such an awesome pairing. It looks so good. I know it's not a realistic thing, but still, I love it. Yeah, it just makes me smile, this. And surprisingly, looks quite good together as well. Have I got all my... Yes, I've got all my points are fine. I might speed this up a little bit just so that we can enjoy it. We'll watch it go around one more time as well in the big camera before we go on to go on. But yeah. just getting rid of that shot again because I don't know why, but for some reason I've managed to break the the thing that made it into a circle. Yeah, Luke Jackson says, I do wonder if the W1 ever did run with this. I know the Coronation was rescued by an A3 once or twice. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I certainly don't think it probably didn't happen when the W1 was in this livery, to be honest. Or maybe it did, I don't know. Maybe it's like one of those, like, it happened once on, you know, like you say, when the A3s rescued it at one point. It might have happened by with a W1 as well, but yeah, I don't know. Here it does. It's going to come around again one more time. We are getting fairly close to finishing up here, guys. So yeah, we'll go for another 5 minutes or so. Maybe we'll make it an even hour and 45 minutes I've been streaming for tonight. Yeah, Edward says it is a good combination. The colours go well together. They do surprisingly work. It does surprisingly work really well. I mean, maybe if they did it with that sort of similar kind of battleship grey, that would be cool. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream tonight and everything that I've been running. Thank you so much to everybody who has sent in super chats. It's been really, really kind of you, and it's just been fantastic to have all of you tuning in with me tonight and enjoying the layout. It's a little bit like you know, doing an exhibition, but where you can all sort of tune in regardless of where in the world you are. So hopefully it's yeah, hopefully. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it. We've still got about 87 people watching, which is pretty incredible, to be perfectly honest. I'd have thought many of you would have surely gotten bored by now. Although, how can you get bored when you've got the W1 running around the layout like this? But yeah, let's just we'll watch the W1 or the Hush Hush come round one more time. I think maybe we'll linger on some of these shots a little bit longer. And there we go, blasting through there. We'll see the full length of the train as it goes through, or not quite. We still want to make sure we do cut to this shot at some point. And there we go. That is the W1. So everybody, I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. I've still got the W1 running around in the background. You might see it sort of in the background. I think it's just coming onto the layout now, so you can just hopefully it's there. There you go. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this stream. It's been fantastic to have so many of you tuning in tonight. Thank you so much again to all of you who have subscribed, become members, any of you who have left a super chat especially, and all of you as well who have just been in the comments chatting and keeping me entertained and keeping me on my toes as well. So yeah, thank you for all your requests. Thank you for all your questions. It's been absolutely fantastic to get to hang out with you. And that's why I love doing these live streams and getting to run what you guys want to see on the layout. And yeah. And so with that, I think that's where we're going to bring it to an end. Just a reminder that there isn't going to be a live stream next week. So next week I'll be taking the week off, but after that we will get back to it afterwards. I'm hoping that next week there will be a members exclusive video. So anyone out there who is a member, there will be an exclusive video for you hopefully next week. And also there will be something else for everybody in lieu of the live stream as well. So that yeah, there will be. Yeah, it's something special, and it's something that I think is going to be quite cool. I don't know if anyone else will find it interesting, but I certainly do, and as a result, I'm going to put it out, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. It's been an absolutely fantastic stream, and with that, I think let's just as the W1 goes through the layout there one last time. We'll watch it carry on through the station, blasting its way around. Oh, I kind of missed it on that one there. But here we go. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been absolutely fantastic to have you all tuning in. And yeah, I will see you in 2 weeks' time for another live stream. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.